If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. Patience in the NFL has always been a rare commodity, but in today's football climate, it's almost non-existent. Fans want instant results from rookies, and front offices are under constant pressure to produce immediate impact players. Coaches are scrutinized, sometimes fired, before a young prospect has even fully adjusted to the speed and nuance of professional football. This environment creates a high-stakes backdrop for second-year players, where early struggles can define a career before it really begins. Cleveland Browns wide receiver Jamari Thrash represents a case study in the challenges of this adjustment period. After a rookie season filled with limited production and inconsistent hands, Thrash recognized the need to radically improve his catching ability to earn trust from quarterbacks and coaches. His dedication to the technical details of the position during the offseason demonstrates that success in the NFL is as much about discipline and preparation as raw talent or athleticism, a lesson often overlooked by casual observers. Thrash's rookie campaign was marked by flashes of potential overshadowed by struggles with consistency. The Louisville product appeared in 9 games, recording only 3 catches for 22 yards, a line that barely scratches the surface of his athletic ability. Drops plagued him, both in practice sessions and during in-game situations, which forced Thrash to confront a critical weakness in his game. The transition from college football to the professional level often exposes these gaps, particularly when it comes to hand-eye coordination and ball security. Understanding this, Thrash made a conscious decision to dedicate his offseason entirely to improving his catching technique, ensuring he could reliably contribute to the Browns' offense. This kind of focused, detail-oriented work often separates borderline prospects from players who carve out long-term careers in the NFL. For Thrash, the offseason became a laboratory, an opportunity to analyze his weaknesses, implement corrective routines, and emerge as a more complete receiver ready to make tangible contributions when it truly counts on Sundays. One of the primary challenges Thrash identified was the physical difference between a college football and an NFL football. Coming from college, the NFL ball is a little bit wider, Thrash explained during training camp interviews. It may sound minor to the casual fan, but even subtle changes in ball size, weight, or texture can have major implications for a receiver's ability to catch consistently at full speed. Thrash admitted that last season, this adjustment contributed to dropped passes and missed opportunities that affected not only his confidence, but also his standing on the depth chart. Recognizing this as a solvable problem, he undertook a rigorous practice regimen designed to simulate game conditions while emphasizing proper hand positioning and grip strength. This approach represents a shift from simply running routes and catching in drills to a more comprehensive, almost scientific study of how to master one of the most fundamental skills in football, catching the football consistently, under pressure, in real-time scenarios. The off-season dedication from Thrash extended beyond basic repetition, incorporating a variety of specialized techniques and equipment to improve hand strength and coordination. For example, he spent countless hours with a jugs machine, simulating throws from quarterbacks at different speeds and trajectories to mimic in-game conditions. Additionally, Thrash developed exercises involving squeezing tennis balls to reinforce finger strength and hand control, ensuring that catching became second nature rather than a variable in his performance. These seemingly small adjustments are emblematic of the meticulous attention to detail required to thrive in professional football. They highlight the difference between a player who relies solely on natural talent and one who methodically engineers his own improvement. This type of preparation often goes unnoticed by fans who only see the results on Sundays, but for Thrash, it represents a tangible step in transforming from a rookie struggling to maintain roster status into a dependable, productive offensive weapon for the Cleveland Browns. Early results from Thrash's offseason work have been impossible to ignore. Throughout training camp, coaches and teammates have noticed a receiver who catches the ball with newfound confidence and consistency. Observers have commented on his crisp routes, improved hands, and ability to secure contested catches in ways that were inconsistent last year. More importantly, the translation from practice to preseason games has been seamless, suggesting that Thrash's work ethic is not only improving his mechanics, but also his on-field instincts. In Saturday's preseason victory over the Eagles, he recorded 4 receptions for 43 yards, with 3 of those catches converting critical third downs. These performances are not just numbers on a stat sheet. They represent tangible contributions to the team's success and a clear signal that Thrash is earning the trust of quarterbacks, coaches, and fans alike, turning what was once a developmental question mark into a legitimate weapon in Cleveland's offensive rotation. Preseason games, however, are only the first step in proving long-term value. The Browns are still evaluating their roster, and for a young player like Thrash, consistency is paramount. 1 week prior to his standout game against the Eagles, he recorded 2 receptions for 9 yards against the Panthers, a smaller performance, but still indicative of steady involvement in the offense. These snapshots highlight the importance of a learning curve in year 2, where lessons from rookie struggles inform smarter, faster decision-making on the field. Thrash is not only catching the ball better, but understanding defensive schemes, reading coverages, and adjusting his route timing with a clarity that was missing during his first NFL season. The evolution from raw prospect to reliable contributor often hinges on these subtler elements of the game, and Thrash appears to have embraced this growth mindset fully, approaching every practice and preseason snap as an opportunity to refine his craft and solidify his role in the team's offense. Beyond mechanics and performance, Thrash has gained a mental edge entering his second year. Year 1 in the NFL comes with an overwhelming amount of information, a complex playbook, terminology differences, and a speed of play far beyond college levels. In his rookie season, Thrash admits he was navigating this new world while simultaneously attempting to demonstrate on-field ability, an enormous cognitive load for any young player. This year, however, familiarity with both the system and the pace of play has allowed him to channel his energy into mastery rather than mere survival. With less mental friction, Thrash can focus on the micro details that separate good receivers from elite ones: footwork, positioning, hand-eye coordination, and situational awareness. This mental adjustment, combined with his improved catching ability, has transformed his approach to practice, preparation, and ultimately performance, giving him a distinct advantage over first-year players still finding their footing in the professional game. As roster cutdowns approach, the stakes for Thrash have never been higher. Last season, he existed on the fringes of the roster, a bubble player fighting for opportunities behind more established wide receivers. This year, the narrative has shifted dramatically. His off-season dedication and strong preseason performances have elevated him to a virtual lock for Cleveland's 53-man roster, giving him a chance not only to contribute, but to carve out a meaningful role in an offense searching for proven playmakers. Coaches, recognizing both his improved skills and growing football intelligence, are likely to feature him in key offensive packages. For Thrash, this evolution represents the tangible reward of a disciplined offseason, proof that commitment to fundamentals and attention to detail can reshape perceptions, open doors, and create opportunity in one of the most competitive environments in professional sports. Looking ahead, Thrash's challenge is to translate preseason promise into regular season impact, where the pace, physicality, and pressure are amplified. He understands that while preseason is valuable for confidence and evaluation, the regular season demands a faster tempo, sharper decision-making, and flawless execution. "We actually gotta play faster," Thrash emphasized, demonstrating awareness that preparation must align with the realities of game speed. This mindset shows maturity, signaling that he is not merely riding momentum from training camp, but consciously preparing to operate at peak performance under the most demanding conditions. For young receivers, the transition from preseason to regular season is often where reputations are forged, and Thrash appears ready to seize that moment, translating technical improvements, mental clarity, and confidence into tangible, game-changing contributions that could redefine his career trajectory in Cleveland. Thrash's journey highlights a universal truth in professional football: raw talent alone does not guarantee success. It is the combination of discipline, attention to detail, mental acuity, and continuous self-improvement that transforms promising athletes into reliable NFL contributors. His evolution from an inconsistent rookie into a player commanding trust in practice and preseason games is a blueprint for how meticulous offseason work can yield real-world results. In an era where impatience dominates fan and media narratives, Thrash's story serves as a reminder that growth takes time and focus, and that deliberate adjustments, like improving hand strength, refining catching mechanics, and understanding the tempo of the game, can elevate a player from the margins of a roster to a critical piece of an offense seeking stability and impact. His trajectory underscores the timeless principle that preparation meets opportunity. Ultimately, Jamari Thrash embodies the promise of a second-year NFL player who refused to be defined by his rookie season struggles. By identifying weaknesses, dedicating himself to improvement, and approaching the game with a refined, disciplined mindset, he has positioned himself to make a significant impact for the Cleveland Browns. Fans may have initially questioned his ability to contribute, but through commitment and attention to the smallest details, Thrash has demonstrated that transformation is possible. As the regular season unfolds, all eyes will be on how he translates this off-season work into consistent production, clutch plays, and meaningful contributions on the field. His story is more than just about football skill. It is about resilience, work ethic, and the power of focused improvement, offering inspiration to young athletes and NFL followers alike who understand that excellence rarely comes without effort, patience, and relentless dedication. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. The sports world is buzzing with whispers after an unexpected comment from Chiefs star tight end Travis Kelce about Browns' rising quarterback SHEDEUR Sanders. Sources suggest that during a private interview, Kelce reportedly made critical remarks about SHEDEUR's playing style, calling into question his decision-making under pressure and his ability to command the huddle. While the Chiefs and Browns are scheduled to face off later this season, the timing of Kelce's comments has fans speculating about a new rivalry in the making. Social media has already exploded with reactions, with some praising Kelce's candidness and others condemning what they see as unnecessary criticism. Analysts are dissecting Kelce's tone, choice of words, and the possible impact on team dynamics, debating whether this was a genuine concern or simply a playful jab blown out of proportion. The football community is divided, with rumors now spreading faster than ever. Insiders hint that Kelce's critique may stem from observing SHEDEUR in practice and preseason games, where his aggressive playstyle has drawn both attention and controversy. Some coaches close to the Browns claim that SHEDEUR has remained calm amid the chatter, focusing on refining his passes and building chemistry with his receivers. Meanwhile, sports commentators are speculating whether Kelce's comments were strategic, meant to psych out SHEDEUR before their inevitable clash. Fans of the Chiefs are divided too. Some see their tight end as speaking truth, while others fear creating unnecessary drama ahead of a high-stakes matchup. The rumor mill is swirling with theories about locker room reactions, potential media spin, and the underlying competitiveness that drives NFL stars to publicly or privately call out rising talents. Every interview, tweet, or post related to either player is being analyzed under a magnifying glass. Sources close to the Browns suggest that SHEDEUR Sanders has maintained a laser-like focus despite the comments, using the criticism as fuel to elevate his game. Teammates reportedly admire his composure, emphasizing that SHEDEUR has spent countless hours studying defenses, perfecting footwork, and reading game film to outsmart opponents. Analysts point out that Kelce's remarks could inadvertently give SHEDEUR additional motivation, highlighting the paradox of publicly criticizing an emerging talent. It may sharpen their skills rather than diminish them. Speculation continues regarding the timing of the comments, as some believe Kelce intended to make headlines while simultaneously intimidating an upcoming opponent. Fans on forums are dissecting every angle, debating whether Kelce's critique reflects genuine concern for the league or a classic case of star rivalry drama designed to sell headlines and attract attention from the ever-hungry sports media ecosystem. Rumors indicate that Chiefs management may have mixed feelings about Kelce's statements, balancing the desire for outspoken leadership with the potential of creating negative publicity. Internal sources suggest that team executives are quietly monitoring reactions, evaluating if these comments could spark a media frenzy that affects morale or game preparation. Meanwhile, Browns' front office reportedly emphasizes resilience, encouraging SHEDEUR to focus on performance rather than outside chatter. Sports psychologists consulted by insiders note that public criticism in professional leagues can function as a double-edged sword, sometimes demoralizing players, but often igniting heightened concentration and drive. Fans are already predicting dramatic showdowns on the field, imagining Kelce trying to assert dominance and SHEDEUR proving critics wrong with poise and precision. The narrative seems to be developing into more than just a clash between two players. It's fast becoming a storyline that could define the season's media cycle. Experts analyzing Kelce's comments argue that subtle undertones suggest a mix of genuine critique and competitive banter, leaving room for interpretation. Some pundits believe Kelce was testing the waters, gauging media and fan reactions to shape his own public persona as both confident and provocative. Others argue the remark could stem from natural rival instincts, especially when facing a young quarterback with a pedigree, drawing comparisons to elite players in the league. Meanwhile, insiders reveal that social media platforms have magnified every nuance, from Kelce's facial expressions in interviews to minor gestures, amplifying interpretations and fueling heated debates among sports enthusiasts. The rumor has spread internationally, with football communities dissecting potential impacts on team chemistry, playoff projections, and the psychological dynamics that could shape how both players approach future matchups. Whispers suggest that SHEDEUR Sanders has quietly responded in his own way, avoiding media confrontations while letting his on-field performance speak volumes. Coaches and teammates reportedly praise his strategic calm, noting that he has doubled down on practice routines, increased film study, and coordinated extensively with receivers to sharpen timing. Analysts speculate that this approach may turn the tables on Kelce, forcing a showdown where actions override words. Meanwhile, the rumor mill feeds on minor interactions during joint practices and off-field encounters, interpreting each handshake, glance, or comment as fuel for the emerging narrative. Fans have started creating memes and highlight reels imagining the showdown, drawing attention to the drama-filled tension that now colors every potential encounter between these two prominent figures, making the sports world almost obsessed with their eventual face-off. The online reaction has been intense, with Twitter threads, Reddit posts, and YouTube comment sections lighting up as fans debate whether Kelce overstepped his bounds or merely engaged in playful banter. Some segments of the audience argue that veteran stars like Kelce have the right to speak honestly about emerging talent, framing it as part of the competitive culture of professional football. Others accuse him of creating unnecessary tension, suggesting that the media will exploit any hint of friction to drive engagement and ratings. Influencers and sports commentators are capitalizing on the buzz, producing content that dissects the language used, body cues, and implications for team morale. Memes and reaction videos circulate within hours, cementing the story as more than a fleeting remark. It's now a full-blown talking point that dominates conversations across fan bases. Rumors from within the Chiefs camp indicate that Kelce may face questions from teammates and coaching staff about his statements, navigating a delicate balance between leadership, personal opinion, and team optics. Analysts point out that public commentary about opponents is often scrutinized to gauge intent, tone, and possible psychological tactics ahead of big games. Meanwhile, Browns insiders maintain that SHEDEUR remains unaffected publicly, continuing to focus on perfecting his throws, audibles, and pocket awareness. The media, sensing the drama, is already building a narrative around a rivalry that could define upcoming matchups. Fans have become amateur detectives, interpreting minor clips of interviews as coded messages between the players, which in turn has escalated tension and intrigue across football communities both locally and internationally. Some reports suggest that the comments could inadvertently shape league-wide perceptions, with scouts and analysts reevaluating SHEDEUR's potential under heightened scrutiny. Every pass, decision, and reaction becomes a data point for media narratives, fueling speculation about future trades, quarterback comparisons, and playoff predictions. Meanwhile, Kelce's remarks are dissected repeatedly, with pundits analyzing whether the critique is constructive, competitive, or calculated for maximum public engagement. Social media influencers contribute by creating polls, discussion threads, and highlight reels emphasizing the rising tension storyline. Rumors swirl that this subtle media war could influence sponsorships, fan support, and even draft strategies, suggesting that a single comment from Kelce has the potential to ripple through multiple layers of the NFL ecosystem far beyond the field. Despite the brewing drama, insiders say the focus within both teams remains firmly on performance and preparation. Sources indicate that SHEDEUR Sanders has approached coaches for personalized guidance, reviewing defensive strategies and building chemistry with his receiving core, while Kelce continues to engage in practice routines, leadership responsibilities, and team-building exercises. Yet, the underlying tension has fans and media creating hypothetical scenarios, imagining every possible interaction as a chess move in this evolving rivalry. Analysts argue that public comments like Kelce's often heighten competitive spirit, forcing players to refine their craft under pressure. Meanwhile, the rumor culture ensures that every word, gesture, and interview is scrutinized, keeping audiences engaged, fueling speculation, and perpetuating the narrative in ways that may ultimately influence both perception and performance over the coming months. The chatter surrounding Kelce and SHEDEUR has now reached a point where casual fans are drawn into the discussion alongside dedicated football aficionados. The unfolding narrative blends criticism, rivalry, and anticipation into a storyline that captivates audiences and keeps social media buzzing. Industry insiders hint at behind-the-scenes dynamics that the public may never fully see, adding an extra layer of mystique. Analysts note that the ripple effect of a single comment can influence locker room atmosphere, opponent perception, and even strategic gameplay in high-pressure scenarios. While it remains uncertain how this saga will ultimately resolve, the combination of rumor, speculation, and athletic excellence ensures that both Travis Kelce and SHEDEUR Sanders will be under intense scrutiny. Fans now eagerly await the moment when words meet action on the field, turning whispers into tangible athletic drama. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!